This is a show for grown-ups.
And they say bad words.
And they say bad words.
Say final warning.
Final warning.
Hello and welcome to the Pot of Blunders. I am your host, Nate Magnuski, and with me as always is my co-host, Richard Sullivan.
Hey guys.
And with us as last time is, what's your face?
CJ?
Not you. I know you, CJ.
Me?
My special
Matt?
little boy. I know you too, Matt. I meant the floating thing behind Richard. That's right. CJ and Matt, power couple, who have never met. And also one of them's not gay.
Matt's not gay?
I know.
Surprise.
What are you doing today, boys?
We're going to roll some dice, I think.
Play some Portlandia.
Yep. All these are wrong answers. Well, it's not technically wrong. It's just stupid. Richard, what are we doing tonight?
Same thing we do every night, Nathan.
Try to take over the world.
No, I think we're playing part 2 of Questlandia. Damn it, Matt, you're in my head. Get out. You won't like what you see.
It's mostly
Just a whole bunch of naked my moms.
Okay. Well, moving directly on from that, that's correct. Last time we played, we said we were going to play the accelerated resolution to this. So instead of 3 rounds and an epilogue, it's 2 rounds and an epilogue.
Sweet.
Sweet. It is sweet. Thank you for saying that. So why don't we go around the table and introduce our characters, their names, a little bit of their backstories. I'm sure you all remember exactly who you are without any problems or having to re-listen to last week's entire 3-hour episode. I'll go first. My character is Locus Zarek, and I was a lucky virtuoso, but my luck sort of ran out fairly early on in the preface to this. So I was sent out west, I guess it's west, we're playing cowboys times, to help settle the land, and I was a hot shit until someone shot my hand off, and now I'm trying to figure out who done it, but I'm also a drunk now, and so is my character. Richard, who are you?
Well, I just finished editing 4 hours into about a solid hour and a half, so it's pretty fresh in my memory. I am Mayor of Gerson, and I'm a real lying piece of shit. I head the town, I run the casinos, I know everything that goes in, on, and around the town. However, Rulo Keat, the beetle farmer in town, knows all my dirty secrets, and everything is not as it appears.
I'm Rulo Keat. I'm an old-fashioned merchant, notorious in this here town of Portlandia. Is that right? Is that the name? I think
no one's going to argue with you.
And I'm one of the original settlers of this town. I'm a beetle rancher, but nowadays I kind of just oversee the money sides of it. And the big train company is coming in and trying to take over the business and push me out. So I've been hard on my luck. And I look like Jeff Bridges.
Oh, that's right. We should talk about who we look like still. I look like a young Hugo Weaving, of course.
You wish.
Well, this is hurtful. Mayor, if you look like a pile of shit.
Yeah, but I also look like Gene Hackman.
That's what I said.
Oh.
Rest in power, King.
He's alive.
He's not.
I hope he's resting in power. Like, on a beach somewhere.
Like in a power recliner.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe from my place of work. Anyway, go ahead, Vex.
The quickness, I just jumped to Google to try to find out if Gene Hackman was alive.
If Gene Hackman was dead, I wouldn't be on this show. I'd be like in mourning. So
Sorry. So yes, I am Vex Gerson. You may recognize my last name from such hits as Maver Gerson, who is my illegitimate father, but I might not always admit that. But I did come around the same time as him.
no, about
I saw
a few years later.
I saw literally every face in the chat. About 32 years later, that's fair. Yeah, I am a lucky warrior. Read sort of outlaw. Outlaw's not really it. Mercenary, for someone for hire. Does a lot of odd jobs around town, and maybe it's not so bad that there might be like a train running to town sometime soon, because this town needs some change and needs to become better, and clearly it's not doing it now. So yeah, that's about it. Like to make a name for myself and try to make a name for this town at the same time.
And what actor represents you?
And I look a lot like a Near Dark era Bill Paxton.
With all the skin on.
With all the skin on, yes.
Isn't our town like obsessed, or we use like knockoff products that are complete shit?
Yeah.
Isn't that one of our traits?
Richard's in charge of that trait. Yeah, so Richard can answer that.
Yes.
Excellent.
Maybe these trains are trying to prevent that or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
Maybe the big trains aren't so bad after all.
Maybe the real trains are the friends we made along the way. So in this part of the game, what we're doing is playing through various scenes. One of us will take the role of protagonist, set up the scene, talk about what they want to accomplish, and say who's involved in it. And then somebody else will be the opposition, and they'll help frame out the non-player characters. And then at some point, we'll roll to resolve it, see if it ends positively or negatively, and we'll go over those mechanics when they come up. So, does anyone feel led by the spirit to start us off?
Yeah, I just want to say that maybe in our intro, and you can cut this later.
I won't. No, thank you.
Strong bit of caution to listen to last week's episode before you even think about listening to this.
Yeah, I mean, it's called Questlandia Part 2, so...
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, if you listen to Part 2 before Part 1, you're a fucking
up.
mouth breather, and you shouldn't listen to anything. Gouge your ears out with a Q-tip. You don't deserve them. You fucking dummy. I'll put that in there. Just place that in the beginning.
Yeah, just easy. Done.
Got it in one, folks. So who wants to start us off? Me? Okay. I'm outside the bar.
The Pistillery?
No. Actually, yeah. I'm outside
What did we call it?
the Pistillery.
The Pistillery.
It's
That's
the
what
desert-
the locals say.
the Desert
or like
Pearl.
the Desert Pearl.
Yes.
Yes.
And with the Desert Pearl drink. And that's the name of like my ranch, right? Sorry, I'm trying to remember stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So I've just been thrown out of the Pistillery for just being obnoxious. I'm trying to shake people down about who shot me. I finally got to that point of rock bottom, and I'm trying to, just suss that out. And I'm being a real asshole about it because I'm belligerent. And I want to say that I'm outside there, picking myself off the ground, swearing up a storm still. And I think Rulo Keat, the owner of the place, comes out to talk me down. Fuck this place. I'm better than all you motherfuckers combined. You can't do this shit to me. Once I find this out, I'm going to fucking kill whoever did this to me. That's a promise. I'm spitting on the ground.
So, yeah, Rulo Keat comes out. I think there's a crowd forming all around you. And you're just kind of shouting out into this. I imagine it like this open saloon door that are just kind of swinging back and forth. So Rulo Keat pushes himself out of the saloon and is like, Locust, we can't be doing this again.
Listen, I take a deep breath because I know you've always tried to help me. I believe that you're there to be helpful. You understand how important this is to me. You of all people know what this means to me to find this out. And at this point, look, I'm very thankful for what you've done, but you have to make a choice now if you're going to stand with me or against me. You have the power and the influence to figure this out for me. You won't, and I don't know why you won't, but it's time to change. Otherwise, I'm thinking you're suspect number one. And so my goal for this scene is to suss you out entirely and see if you're going to be an ally or you're going to be the person who shot me, in my mind.
So, crowd forming. I think Rulo sees the heat in this moment, and I think he wants to de-escalate it a little bit. So he says, Locust, look, you don't even know what you're going to get yourself into, okay? You just cool down. You're drunk. You've had too much Desert Pearl. You're knocked on your ass. Look at you.
You and I both know that I've been drunker than this, but I haven't, to date, been madder at this. I am upset. I'm pissed off. And at this point, there's not enough liquor in the world to make me forget that. So again, I'm telling you, join in or get the fuck out of my way. And at this point, if you want to, we can roll for resolution. Or if you want to say something else, we can.
Let's roll for resolution.
Okay. So what happens now, you're the opposition. You start out with 3 dice. And you get an extra dice for every relevant obstacle. Each kingdom trouble at level 3 or higher, which is none of them at this point. And any relevant hindrance, which doesn't exist at this point because we're really early on. And my weakness level. And so we haven't really engaged in any of these things yet. So my obstacles that you gave me, one is that I'm not left-handed, and one is that there's an active disinformation campaign against me. So do either of those come into play here? Maybe the disinformation campaign.
I think that somehow that should.
You could always, as the one of the merchants here, know, like, there's so much bullshit being out there, like, throwing me off the path, that you could agree to help me and just completely lean on all the lies that have been told at this point to give me further red herrings and like pretend to be an ally, but control me from the back. You know what I mean? That sounded wicked weird. Yeah, I'll leave it.
Control you from the back.
In this movie theater, baby.
I think there are some deep, dark secrets in this town. And I think because Locust, he's like the punching bag of the town, right?
Yeah.
I think that all plays into this disinformation campaign against you. Because maybe Locust isn't necessarily a bad guy, but he needs to be the scapegoat. So Rulo Key, even though he cares for Locust, I think he's going to side against him in this instant to save himself.
Okay, so you get 4 dice to roll. And then as the protagonist, I start with 2 dice. Then I get an extra 1 for every mastered obstacle, which is none of them. Every relevant relationship, which I think this counts as 1, because you're my employer. Every relevant trait. My traits are disabled and notorious. I don't feel like either of those factor in here at all.
Maybe Notorious would. Maybe people see you as like an underdog, but maybe like not everyone gives in to that disinformation.
Maybe.
If you don't, I think you could argue that Notorious would.
So then I would get 4 dice.
Okay.
So
and I have 4 dice, right?
Yep. So we're going to roll them together. Then you pick your highest 3.
So I rolled a 6, 5, and 5.
Okay, so my highest 3 are a 4, 4, and 4. So either I can lose out entirely, which would blow for me entirely, or I can make you re-roll them by engaging in my weakness, which will make my weakness level go up, which will give the opposition in future scenes 1 more dice against me. It's early in the game to do that, but I feel like I have to. So I'm going to engage in my weakness, which is lash out. So I think you come up to me and you like put your hand on my shoulder, like, "Hey man, like we're buddies here, you know me," and I just lose it and I deck you with my stump. Like I forget for a hot second that my hand's not there, and I just completely fuck you, get your fucking hand off me, and I'm gonna have you re-roll your 4 dice.
Okay, re-roll all 4.
Yep.
You got a 6, 3, and 3.
I master an obstacle on one of those things, so I'm gonna choose to master the disinformation campaign. So I think standing over you, a very powerful person in the town, I think people maybe start realizing like I have hit the limit. I am no longer like this fucking to be pushed around piece of shit. And I've lost everything. I have nothing else to lose. So now people are seeing me finally as the danger that I'm supposed to be.
It really is just like kicking you while you're down. Like,
yeah.
It like, what use is this?
So I say, you've shown your true colors to me now, and I don't need any of your help. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Watch your fucking back.
Ooh, could it be raining?
And it's raining, too, because we're underground, but it's humid in this cave because it's the desert. And also, I got a really cool hat, and it's pulled over my eyes. You can't see him. All I see is my stubbly face, and I'm like, ooh, is my gruff voice sounding. So, yeah, I mastered that. And then you're going to, let's see. I did another one, master another obstacle. That's like my choices right now. So I'll master both of my obstacles, I guess, in this one thing. And I will master not being left-handed.
And all of a sudden, you regenerate your left hand.
My hand with 3 sizes that day. Any ideas on how I can get around on that obstacle? Just by punching out with my stump? That doesn't seem right.
Maybe your years of piano lessons have finally like cemented in that moment.
Maybe I turn my missing hand into like a symbol. Like I attach a bayonet to it or some shit. That feels like really grindhousey to me.
Or maybe people are sympathetic to the guy who lost his hand. Like, yeah, your day to day, you still don't have a hand, but people pity you now. So like they want to help you now.
I like that.
What if the blacksmith in town has finally completed your knockoff right hand?
Ah, yeah.
And it's just a left hand turned the other way. And like in that moment, you stick it into the meat of your stump, and it like activates.
So I said, I want you to remember this, this moment as the time you had a chance to get right with me. So whatever happens from this point forward, don't blame me. I walk away, and I have like the montage of me getting my cool hand replacement.
Yeah, the blacksmith is just right there.
Yep. I turn around. Here's your hand replacement, sir. Thank you. Put it on his tab.
But it's all like Sam Raimi Evil Dead, like smash cuts.
Exactly, yeah. He's pounding over the forge and reading his high school chemistry books, all this shit. And then you beat me on a 6 to something, right?
Yeah. I rolled a 6.
So that
matches up against your 3, right?
Bad for me. No, it was against my nothing. I couldn't match that at all. No, against my 4. I'm sorry.
Yeah, or against your 4. So what does that mean?
All right, so a 6 means either I can take a misfortune token or I can draw a new doom for the kingdom. Matt, you have cards all the time.
I do have a pack of cards. Wait, there they are. Hold on.
Draw another kingdom thingy.
Is it weird that I always have a pack of cards nearby?
Well, you are really known for your close-up magic skills, so...
That's fair. That's fair.
And your horrible gambling habit.
And my horrible gambling habits.
Yes.
Club. So unrest. Oh, it's kind of perfect.
Ooh.
I dig that. So our unrest is now at a 3, so it's our leading thing. So I think people start talking about this. What do you think, CJ? Actually, you get to narrate this because you're the opposition. So what happens now?
Yeah, I think people do start to talk about it. I think word gets around town about how there's some rumors that Rulo Keat knows something about Locus Zaruk, that he's hiding about him. And I think that's upsetting the forces that be in this town.
Yeah.
Things starting to come to light.
The Whisper Mill starts. All right, so that's the end of my little scene. So I only have one more in this game, unless we decide to throw caution to the wind and do 3 rounds. But now it can be someone else's turn to do their whole thing. Someone like Matt, for example.
Hey, these are all sort of happening around the same time-ish, right? I'm assuming.
Don't have to. I mean, as long as they fit narratively, you know.
Cool. I think now that the Whisper Mill is quick churning in Portmandia. Is that Portmanteau?
It's like Portlandia.
Portlandia. That's what it was. Thank you.
Portlandia.
I think word has gotten back to pretty much everyone, and Vex is a guy who hangs out in places where information flows pretty freely, including the casinos, for instance. Sort of playing off of something that we had talked about in the first session, because I know a couple of folks were very excited about the idea of Vex being the one who had shot off Mr. Zaruk's hand. I'm going to play off of that with he knows at the very least he would be a high suspect, especially if things started turning for the worst in town. I think once the rumor hits Vex about what's going on, probably while he is at the casino and gambling, I think I want to have this scene be he is going to go looking to see if anybody is giving out new information now that Zaruk is on a tear and has pretty much like thrown a blood curse on the town. Part of me wants to say he would go try to talk to the mayorif to calm this down, but maybe he would just... This whole town could have so many things, and I can't figure out how to go to both of my goals at the moment with this story.
You could always involve an NPC or create an NPC that would bridge the 2 goals, and then appoint someone to act them out.
Okay, that's a good idea. I think that there's somebody probably in the merchants in town who Vex has been sort of working on the side with to get a little less resistance to the train coming to town, who this could spell sort of disaster as far as helping the town rather than hurting the town. So I think that he is going to go try to talk to this person, this merchant, to see what they can do about either finding Zaruk's assailant or just calming the place in general, because we can't have this much of a problem in town and expect that this will be agreed to for the train to come, because clearly everyone has been picked up. Does anyone in particular want to?
Yeah, I'll be a Huckleberry.
I was so hoping you were going to say that as soon as you started talking. So Vex is going to go visit his knockoff merchant friend, Sinlo.
Sinlo?
I figure we probably don't need a last name. I assume this is the scene for this good friend.
So important I don't get a last name.
So listen, you don't have a first name for your other characters. So.
Marif. That's established.
I don't believe this. I don't believe it at all.
My ye olde birth certificate.
I hate this. Vex comes walking in, looking as nonchalant as he can, but clearly in that his steps a little too wide, his shoulders are a little too squared, and something is clearly amiss. And he looks around and sees that there's no one in your knockoff store. Sorry. And he leans on the counter and says, "Hey, do you hear what's going on?"
Yeah, Vex, and you're in deep trouble, my man. Listen, I can get you this knockoff mustache, knockoff glasses, and rubber nose, and you can just start fresh with a whole new identity. You need to get out of town. This Lucas character, listen, we all thought he was a giant piece of shit, and he is, but he's a dangerous piece of shit, because rumor has it he's now ambidextrous, and he is going to shoot the living hell out of you, boy.
First of all, a fucking rubber nose? This
is a foolproof disguise.
We got to find out who did this to calm this guy down.
It's you. We all know it's you.
It's not me. He thinks it's a lot of people. Yeah.
Well, I like Rulo.
I mean, I like Rulo too. I don't want him to get shot, but I'm just saying, he thinks it's everybody. The guy's half a bottle of Desert Pearl in every time I see him.
Here's what we do. I have a whole case of fake mustaches. If we disguise everybody in the town at once, he won't know who to shoot. It could work.
Have you been drinking?
Well, yeah.
All right. Okay.
What else is there to do in this one beetle town?
Okay, it's actually kind of the worst idea, Sinlo. I'm sorry. I gotta look. I think we'll do much better if we just try to solve this guy's problem and either pin it on somebody or some. But we got to calm this place down. Where am I gonna go? Over to Coal Valley.
Well, that's where you want to be anyway. That's the place with all the fancy trains. That's where fancy boys like you like to go.
You're saying you don't want to survive, you don't want to flourish out here?
I make my living on fake mustaches here at Sinlo's Mustache Emporium. Where else would I go?
Vex looks around and sees that there's nobody in the store and gestures and goes, "Are you sure about that?"
It's lunchtime. It's slow. You want to buy a mustache or you want to get out?
So what's your scene goal here, Matt? What is your
scene goal is either to try to get information or try to get Zaruk an answer, whether it is truthful or not.
I just want to ask a question. So Vex, you're confident that you didn't shoot his hand off, right? And you're trying to clear your name.
Yes, it's like one of many names that he knows is going around, but yes, he is trying to clear his name, which will hopefully keep him alive and also, again, calm shit down. But yeah. And, you know, at his heart, he doesn't want to go to Coal Valley, despite how it seems. He wants this place to be as awesome as it can be. It sounds like the idea of trying to clear his name is going to be easier than pinning it on somebody because he doesn't want Rulo Pete getting shot.
Well, how are you going to prove it? There's no, like, Old West video cameras and, like, surveillance footage. Do you have an alibi?
So, I mean, someone has to have seen something. Listen, I'm just saying that Locust can't be the only one that there's disinformation against. That's all.
I think it's a good time to roll for resolution and then see what comes up. Let the dice decide.
All right. All right, let me go over this one more time because I think I caught everything from before. So you start with 3. No, start with 2 if you're the protagonist, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You get an extra die for any mastered obstacle.
Which
That's
we just started, so.
I get 2. Each relevant relationship, which, I mean, if your buddies with Rulo Keat, I guess I could do something, but he's not in the scene, but it's right.
I was going to say, I'm not buddies with Rulo Keat. I mean, I am investigative for Locust. Like, it's not like this is the first time that I would have brought it up, but.
Yeah, I could see that. What do you think, Richard? You're the opposition here.
I think he's a lonely loner.
Oh, I'm so dead.
Each relevant trait, you get the +1 dice.
Daredevil and Subversive, so I don't particularly see how either of these are going to.
No, you're trying to subvert the rumor that you shot him.
Well, I'm also trying to get this guy. I mean, not that I wasn't necessarily trying before, but I am trying to get this guy the truth out of this, like, clearly town-wide conspiracy at this point. So that's subverting the town's norm.
That's a stretch, but
okay, I know that's fair. Listen, I figured I'd stretch. If it didn't work out, you just go back. I'm working uphill here. I know that.
So 2 dice for you. Okay, Mr. Green. You start with 3 dice, and you get a +1 for each relevant obstacle. What obstacles do you have, Matthew?
I mean, my obstacles were that there's no clear path to power in town, and that the casinos want me dead and gone.
They don't seem particularly relevant.
Nope.
What if, though? What if, secretly, though, and like as a side hustle, I'm a casino, what do you call the thumb breakers?
Thumb breakers.
I work for the casino, and I'm like an enforcer. So
I like that. It's a complete bullshit thing, but why not?
Let's do it.
Each kingdom trouble at level 3 or higher. Now we have 1 because of me. You're welcome. So that's 4 dice so far. And each relevant hindrance. You have no hindrances yet. And your weakness level, which is a 0. So 5 for Richard, 2 for Matt. All right, Richard, roll them off, dude. And pick your 3 highest.
6, 6, and 4.
All right, Maddie.
Now, again, it's a little early to do this, but also, you know, that's a lot, and I'm rolling against 5 dice. If I can justify it, I'm going to try to engage in my weakness and show off. But in this case, I'm going to pull out a banknote. I'm gonna give that to my buddy and offer to buy some mustaches if he'll help me out. He just tosses the denomination, whatever it is, on the counter and says, "More where that came from."
It's 100 bugs, obviously.
Just bugs everywhere.
Still alive.
So that's a reroll.
So do you want to reroll yours or Richard's? Now remember, Richard can reroll all 5 of his.
I'm gonna reroll mine
Okay.
because it was not pretty.
And you can always, after that, take another level of weakness to roll Richard's after that point.
I rolled the same.
Do you want to have Richard reroll his? Take another level of weakness?
You know what? I don't see this going any better. So I'm just gonna take. I got a 5 and a 2.
Now, you can still pull out 1 victory out of this if you had your 5 to go against his 4.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. For a 5, it says gain a boost.
Do it. Gain that boost.
I'm gonna figure out what that boost means.
A boost or hindrance, of course, Matt. It's a lasting effect that impacts future dice rolls.
Oh,
Like, you might now be known as someone with deeper pockets than people thought. And so you're now a person that can buy favors from people. That could be your boost.
I dig that.
Something like, as an example.
I mean, I'm gonna steal that example if that's cool, because I feel like that's what I'm gonna have to do in this trying time.
I'll allow it. And then Richard beats you with 2 straight 6s then in that case.
Sweet.
And that means it's a doom.
It's 2 dooms.
Yes, so, I had that wrong before. I'm sorry. It's draw a Kingdom Trouble from the deck and give the misfortune token to the protagonist. So there's 2 misfortunes for Vex Gerson. I have 1 already I forgot to add. So, whoops. So 2 misfortunes, and Matt, why don't you draw 2 Kingdom Troubles?
Why don't I? Let's see how it goes. We got a heart, and we've got another club.
Ooh, that's not so much very good. So now hearts and clubs are both above 3. What was hearts again? Was hearts like health?
Hearts is like health and sickness and stuff, yeah.
These Kingdom Troubles don't have to necessarily be as a result of the scene you're in or impact it, but they could also represent something else happening in the background. So what do you think foments more civil unrest and health issues in the area?
I mean, this is probably turning into a witch hunt at this point with who did this to him. We need to calm him down because this guy's in the rain with his hat down and hitting people with his stump. So I just feel like that's probably just a general feeling in the town based off that.
I have an idea for the health.
Ooh, go for it.
So one of Rulo's obstacles is that there's a beetle blight.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe it doesn't have to be the health of the people, but the beetles are dying out.
Mm. Ooh.
This beetle blight is getting worse.
Yeah, but it's made their beetle milk turned.
Yeah.
And all the people getting sick from all the beetle milk.
What if those 2 things are tied? What if someone figured out that the beetle blight is like a man-made thing? Like someone's killing or poisoning the beetles, and that's even more civil unrest from that.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
I don't know.
Someone's poisoned the beetle supply.
There's a beetle in my boot.
Reach for the beetle.
I like it though. I mean, this poor town, obviously, but like, yeah, no, that all ties together fine.
Yeah. Well, that sucks for the town. And you have 2 misfortune tokens now, Matt, which will come up in the epilogue.
Well, I sure do.
Who would like to go next? I'm feeling
can
big
go next.
CJ energy. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Okay. So, just to review, Rulo Keith's goal is to undermine the railroad barons. So, I think the first scene is that Rulo is going to meet with a shadow group. So, a group of aristocrats that run the town from the shadows and have since the inception of this place. So, we're going to be here to discuss how we're going to proceed in light of this increased civil unrest, all my beetles getting wiped out, because there is, like not a strategy, like a conspiracy to bring down the railroads by pinning Locust's shot-off hand onto Vex Gerson, the new guy in town who has been speaking good about the railroads. So it's to help, kick out these newcomers who are trying to change our ways. So I don't know if we want to have like a couple people act as this shadow council where we're trying to play out how things happen. And keep in mind that one of my obstacles is that the aristocrats are against me.
Yeah, I think all three of us should be like the aristocratic council.
Sure. Ooh, can I be my own dad?
Goddamn railroad.
No, not my real life dad.
Oh.
Nobody wants to goddamn work anymore. No, excuse me, I gotta buy another My Pillow. Anyway.
So, just to give you guys some inspiration, I think you guys could be secretly plotting against me or trying to like bring me down for whatever reason, because maybe you're on the side of the railroad, or maybe you just don't like me and how I do my beetle business. But as far as Rulo knows, he doesn't think that you guys are against me. He thinks that you guys are working for him.
Of course, Mr. Keat, you're aware of the problems in this town, being a member of it and a member of this council as well. And I know my son, misguided as he is, at the center of it, but I feel like this is not an opportunity we can afford to let us pass by. I think we can solve a few problems with this. Perhaps my son, being the loose agent that he is, takes out our competitor.
Yeah, but what are we going to do in this meantime? Those train people, they must have poisoned all my beetles. We're running out of time. We need to do something now. Right now. All the beetles, they're going to be dead by next month.
I understand your frustration and fear. You seem to be the kind of person that tends to treat problems as problems and not opportunities for bettering yourself and bettering your station in life. Yes, you lose your beetles, and that's, of course, very sad. But you also have the infrastructure to be the primary source of the new replacements for what you've lost from the beetles, new sources of meat and alcohol. This could all be funneled through you. You could be more wealthy now or later in a few months or so than you could ever possibly imagine with your little beetles.
But it's getting even to the eggs. Hold on, we need a name for you. Your name
is Ruck Zarek.
Ruck Zarek. Ruck Zarek. Like this, there's not going to be any beetles anymore. Like we gotta, like, there's no coming back from this. Nothing.
Good. Create a vacuum in a need and then fill the need with your product. It's simple. Talk some sense into him. And I look at Matt. He may be too simple to get this. I don't know. Help me out here.
Listen, if you're so hell-bent on keeping your beetles running, might I ask, what would you propose? You're the beetle expert here. They're being poisoned by some force. I couldn't begin to tell you the first thing about that, nor could my colleagues, I assume. What would you presume we do? We can't just make more beetles out of sick beetles. That's just going to implode on itself.
Well, we got to kick out those trainers out right now. I think we got to go out to the streets and accuse this Vex Gerson. I'll come out. I'll tell him that Vex Gerson was the one who did it, that he's the one who shot off his hand, instead of that hitman that we hired to get the trainers out. Let's just reveal it all right now. They all think that, there's something going on here, and let's just give them what they want to hear, that Vex Gerson was the one to do it. That's what they all think anyway. Once they hear that, that's going to have them march over to those trainers and kick them out of here immediately, and then maybe my beetles will still be here.
I think you're seeing half of the problem. You're on the right track, but you're a bit premature. Why would we reach the end game so fast when you can use our pawn to take out so many others standing in our way and in the way of progress? Point Locus to your competitors first. Have him take them out, and when he realizes they're not the ones who shot off his hand, then point him to the next, and the next, and the next, until finally you've consolidated your power. My man, you're not seeing what this could be for you. You're standing in your own way. I hate to see it.
There's only one way, and there's only one enemy, and that's what we said from the beginning. And now you guys are changing it all on me? What is this bullshit?
Do not question the Illuminati Council.
Would now be a good time to roll?
So wait, do all three of us roll against him, or do we elect a roller?
No, we pick one antagonist. Matt hasn't been antagonist yet, right?
I've got some dice here. I can.
Okay. So, going back to our rules and regulations, which of course are on page 63. So, protagonists, do you have any mastered obstacles?
I have the Beetle Blight, and I have the Aristocrats again.
Do you have any non-exhausted relationships?
Let me see. So my relationships are, who is it? It's Locust, because I know who shot his hand off, and I pity him. And also Mayor of Gerson. would Locust have any play in this, since this whole issue revolves around him?
I think it's relevant to the conversation y'all are having.
Yeah.
So
would that strengthen me in any way, though? I don't know.
What do you think, Matt? You're the op here.
I mean, my feeling is that these people, based on what we just did, don't particularly care about pity for Locust necessarily. We just said that he should go out and kill these guys.
Yeah.
So I feel like that in this particular situation, it may not apply.
All right. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Any relevant traits?
So let me see. Old-fashioned and notorious.
I think old-fashioned, definitely.
Old-fashioned, yeah, because I've been the heart and blood of this town since its inception. And you guys are undermining me. Beetles are kind of the way of life here. And without the beetles, things are going to start to get worse. So there's clearly a risk to the council. Is that fair, old-fashioned?
Matt?
I think so. I like the rationale. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's +1. So you have 3 dice so far.
Okay.
Anything else you want to bring to bear? We don't have any boosts yet, but
I don't think so. I think that's it.
okay. And so your relevant obstacles. What are your obstacles?
Beetle Blight and the Aristocrat.
I mean, those both feel like they're exceedingly relevant to this.
Way to go, dummy. Make a scene with your 2 biggest weaknesses.
It makes it interesting. Let's cause some chaos. What do I do? I roll 3 dice.
You have 3, and then Matt has a bunch more.
So I think you start with 3, get 1 for each.
You start with 3, and you get 1 for each obstacle, which is 2 more.
Sweet.
Then you get 1 for each kingdom trouble at level 3 or higher, which is
Which is 2.
And then your weakness level is nothing. So Matt, I think you were rolling what?
7.
7 dice, yeah.
Ooh, boy.
Lucky for you, I roll like shit.
So what are your 3 highest?
6, 5, 2.
I got a 6, a 4, and a 2.
Okay, so now you got to look at like what the results could be, and then plan out how you want to use your dice against that.
If we match numbers, who does it go to?
It's canceled out.
It cancels out.
Yep.
6, 5, and a 2. Do I want to doom the kingdom more? I
mean,
don't
it's a
think
one
anyone's
shot,
gotten a
so-
fortune token yet. Okay, yeah, I'm going to match my 6 with his 5. I don't want to master an obstacle. I don't think that's very fun. So I'm going to match the 2s and put his 6 against my 4. So that's an extra doom to the kingdom or a misfortune token.
And a misfortune token, from what I read.
Oh,
right?
is it and?
Yeah, it's
I think
both.
so. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, let's do that. So doom the kingdom, and then I'll get a fortune token.
Okay, so go ahead and doom stuff, Matt.
Heart.
Another heart. Oh,
Yep.
Beetle Blight gets worse, I think. What do you guys think?
Beetle Blight gets worse.
Maybe there's hunger issues now?
It's poor town.
All these alcoholics are going without their alcohol, and they're all
Ooh.
just withdrawing from it. It's horrible.
Or digging into it and also horrible.
And then Matt beat you with, you tied the 2s, right?
I tied the 2s.
And then what was the victory for Matt?
So he won with a 6 and lost against my 6, and then the 2s tied.
Okay. So what else do we have to do to resolve this? You have to talk about how Matt beats you, right? It has to describe your downfall here.
Yeah.
The non-Zurich aristocrat is going to look at you and say, listen, I think, again, my colleagues can agree that this may not be the best way to fix your problem. I think that there may be a better way, and it may involve using locusts over pinning one person. We may be able to take care of the entire problem, and your beetle issue, our beetle issue, will be resolved.
Well, fuck you guys. I'm sick of this fucking place. I can't believe the disrespect that I've been getting in this here council. I can't believe it. And Rulo storms out.
All right. End scene. So lastly for this round is Mayor Gerson.
Me.
It's true. So set your scene, tell us your scene goal, and who's going to be here with you.
I think, if I remember right, my goal was to sell the town out to the railroad.
That sounds like what you talked about. I took notes on myself, but I forgot to take notes on everyone else apparently. But that sounds like what we talked about.
Yeah,
If it wasn't-
I took notes on myself.
Wow. So did I, on me. So I'm just going to trust me in the past. So yeah. So maybe I'm talking to the city folk, and I'm trying to make the deal for the town. And I have the final bit of cash, and this is going to be, and I'm going to sign the contract, so that way the bulldozers can start right away. So I would like, who would I like to be I think Nate can be the train tycoon.
Do you want it to be Ruck Zurich again?
Is Ruck part of the train elite?
Yeah.
Oh, then I'll make you all so maybe he leaves the council, and then I'm like, oh, thank God he's gone. Now business can proceed.
Okay. I look up from my pile of papers that I'm shuffling back and forth, and I say, oh, of course, it's the mayor has joined us. How droll. Please, have a seat. Not on that chair, the black chair, please. It's much easier to clean.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, no, I noticed that you are, never mind. You can sit wherever you'd like. We'll have the help clean whatever you get dirty. So you are here to sign the final contracts, is that correct?
Yes, I am, and I can't wait. I'm very excited about this deal. If you could have my cartoon money bags with the money symbol on them filled with coins and beetle parts, whatever we use for money in this game, that would be appreciated. I have my beetle-drawn carriage outside. As soon as we sign this, I'd like to just take my money and get going, please, and you can start demolition of the town tomorrow if you like.
You know, it's nice to see someone from this town who understands where things are going. Not everyone here at your level of power sees the same thing we do. And so, unfortunately, I don't know that we can sign this today. We have one more matter to attend to.
No, you don't understand. If we don't sign today, this deal doesn't happen. I need to get out of town. You don't understand. There's a madman that's liable to kill me tomorrow.
Yes, I am familiar with my son.
What?
Record scratch sound. Matt, take over.
Madman is a strong word.
I don't understand. What fear do you have from this, pardon the use of the term, madman? Have you done something? Have you, I don't understand why we have to sign it right now.
You know me, I don't like to brag, but years ago I cut off both of this man's hands, one of his feet, I burned his house down, I kicked his dog, and he's had it in for me ever since.
My son's only missing one hand.
Also, we've never known you not to brag.
Look, maybe he got better. I don't know. But bottom line is, I gotta get out of town. Quick. Because this one-limbed maniac is out to get me.
We'll discuss the details of your payment, but first there's something you need to do for us. Rulo Keat has become somewhat of a problem.
He's my oldest friend, you know. I've known him since we were minutes old.
I don't see this being a problem for you for some reason. It's your scene, homie. What do you want to do?
Oh.
You wouldn't know that from how much I fucking commandeered it. I'm sorry.
So all I have to do is kill Rulo Keat.
Whoa.
You said
I just didn't want him involved anymore.
No
one said kill.
Your methods are your own.
You said he's a problem, take care of him, and then you made like a thumb against the neck motion.
I just had an itch. What you do is your decision. I don't want to hear any more about it. But as long as he's not a problem anymore, I think we can proceed.
I gotta do this quick if I do it.
No, man, he can't just jerk him off in the air. That's stupid. Stupid suggestion.
Listen, whatever your method is, that's your method. I didn't say anything.
I know I said finish him, but I didn't.
All right. I've been poisoning him for years, him and his beetles. So I guess I could just increase the dosage of the poison to a lethal dosage tonight. I wouldn't even have to be there. I just go to my poison tank and I just increase the poison to kill.
It's as if there's like a poison tank directly hooked up to the trough.
Exactly.
And it's like plainly in sight, and you just like turn the knob.
It was on yellow. He's gonna go to red now. You know,
it's not. It's all the way the other side of town with like a big set of comical pipes. And there's just a dial that's like make sick,
murder,
and I just flip it to murder.
There's like slight cough, total impotence, death.
So I would like to do that. I'm going to poison the man to death. And probably all the beetles, too, because...
I would hope so. Ringo's had a good enough of a run. Let's ask Richard if he'd like to resolve this scene.
No, when you say resolve, you mean...
Do the dice.
Yeah, I'd like to... Why else would I make it if I didn't want to resolve it?
I meant now, versus like after some more discussion and hilarious hijinks and chicanery.
No. You're going to die today.
Okay. Alright, so who wants to be Oppo for this?
I love rolling. I'll do it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
So what do I get to do here?
You get to make your dice pool now. So you get 2 dice to start, just for being special to me. 1 dice for each relevant mastered obstacle, which isn't a thing for this right now. Each relevant relationship.
Well, who am I?
I took fucking so many goddamn notes. I wrote everything down. My name is Richard.
Rulo is a relationship, so add 1.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, we're there.
That's it.
Each relevant trait. What are your traits? Noto, the notes.
Wealthy and eccentric.
I don't think wealthy factors in.
I will be once this deal is made.
Oh, I can see you like pursuing wealth. What do you think, Vex?
Yes, I think that's a wonderful idea, Nathan.
You sound so. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
You can tell him to fuck off. It's fine.
I mean, does the wealth help right now, though? Like, your wealth's kind of in the opposition's hands at the moment. Just cradling your wealth.
I will never forget this betrayal, Matt.
Eccentric, I can see though, because you're like, I'll just turn up my poison knobs. Like, just shoot him in the face. What are you doing?
That I'd give you, yeah. My poison.
And then each relevant boost, but you don't have any of those. So it sounds like you have what? 3
4.
dice to roll, 4 dice. And then Matt, you have each relevant obstacles. What are your obstacles there, Mayor?
Yeah, wait,
everybody-
he has a populist candidate against him.
Populist candidate, and everyone knows I'm a liar.
All right, so I got this one. You ready? All right, so first of all, see, as soon as Nate said that I could tell you to fuck off, here we go. Everyone knows that you're a liar. And maybe the opposition doesn't believe that you're going to poison Rulo or take care of the job, however it is. So I feel like that's relevant in the situation. Not to mention, there is this new upstart candidate who also, as far as I remember us discussing, and we can introduce that information, I guess, if we needed to, but I believe also wants to have the train start coming to the town, which aligns with what we want. And maybe we favor that because we might not have to pay her for this to happen.
Now, point of order, Matt. You never named your aristocrat character here.
I mean,
It could be the progressive candidate,
wouldn't that be a turn?
and that would be 2 more fuck you, Sir Richard.
She's on the Illuminati Council.
Yeah, twist.
She was supposed to be the good one.
Yeah, no one's good. It's like
Listen-
real life. They're all
listen.
real pieces of shit.
To say no one's been good. Literally no one. I need to buy mustaches from you for my safety.
So that's what, 2 obstacles now?
It'd be 2 obstacles, yes.
So that's 5 dice so far.
And then we get
Each Kingdom
2
Trouble
more.
at level 3. That's 2 more, so that's 7. You have no hindrances or weakness levels, so you can roll 7 dice, Matt, and Richard, you roll 4. And Matt's top 3 will go forward. Good Foley work, babe.
A 6, a 5, and a 2.
I thought you rolled 4 dice, Richard.
Yeah, I thought I got to pick my top 3.
Oh, yes, you do. That's sad. Go ahead, Matt.
a 5, a 4, and a 4.
Okay.
Win 2, lose 1.
Yeah, so you sort of pick which ones you want to lose and win.
So I won a 6, so I get a fortune token. I won with a 5, I get a boost.
You what?
And then
So-
I lost the last one.
Well, it depends how you match it up with what he wants to do. So, Matt, what were your top 3 again?
5, 4, and 4.
And Richard, what were yours?
6, 5, and 2.
So, like, if you wanted to, Richard, you could lose twice and win 1.
No,
Or
I won.
You could match 5s, take out a 6, and lose once. Like, there's different options you could do. You see what I mean?
Wouldn't I rather just win twice and lose once?
You might, depending on what you want to get out of it in terms of what the bennies are, you know?
Oh, I guess I want to play toward the game here.
No, it's not even that. It's like, which benefits your character more. Like, if you want to master an obstacle, you can't do that. So,
Yeah, so I will gain a boost, and I will succeed and get a fortune token.
nice.
What does a boost mean?
It's like a permanent benny, like how with Matt's character can like now bribe people, and then when he uses that in a scene, he'll get an extra dice for it. So it's a mechanic for characters to get another dice. So, Richard, you gained a boost.
Yes, dear.
What kind of boost did you want to gain from this?
What are my options?
Really, anything that fits the narrative that you told in your scene. So it could be like knowledge that your biggest opponent is on the Illuminati, or scads of money, or ticket out of here, or something like that.
Access to the poison well.
Yeah. Poison knob, key code. Okay, so that's your boost now, is access to the poison well. And then you received a resounding success, so describe that and get a fortune token for yourself. So you get to end the scene and tell me how this worked out so fabulously for you.
I think I hop back in my beetle-drawn carriage, back to the secret poison tank, and with like ominous music, I just turn the dial from diarrhea to death.
Excellent. Okay. And so that's the end of our first round. So does anyone have any questions before we go to round 2, which is our final round, which has slightly different rules if you win with a 4, 5, or 6?
I don't have a question, but I do think I want to go before Mayor Riff Gerson's next turn.
You had better if you want to survive this.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you want to take the first round? It doesn't have to go back in the order we had before.
But I don't want to do the first round. I want to do it later.
Good, I'll go first then.
All right, Vex, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I can totally go first. I was going to ask the question of, do you mind if I run to the restroom real quick, though?
I'll allow it.
Sweet.
Let's all get drinks. All right, Matt. Take him away, toys. Round 2. Fight!
With things riling up as quickly as they are in the town, clearly I'm not going to find a way to direct Locus otherwise, nor am I going to approach him as public enemy number 1, 2, or 3. So my idea now is since my... Watch how I cannibalize myself because I'm going to need someone to play this opposition. Since my ideas only clearly align with one person in the town that I know of to make this place better, and that is the new upstart, or Vex is going to try to find her in town and appeal to her to keep him safe if he is willing to help her out, which will also hopefully give him a standing in town to make these changes in the interest of saving himself at this point. He's just going to go whole head first into the train uprising, as it were. So that's going to be the final scene, is him trying to keep himself preserved.
All right, so who wants to play the lady?
Nate, you make a nice lady. Go for it.
I feel like I've been in a lot of NPCs. I don't want to hog all the NPC juice. Take up enough air as it is, you know?
All right, I will be a lady.
I appreciate
Vex.
it. I leave town, never looking back. Where would I run into her? She's been in meetings all day.
Oh,
The
laundromat.
mayor's office.
Mayor. She's at
The
the mayor's.
laundromat because she's a woman, Nate.
No, because that's where all the meet cutes happen. Like, she drops her panties, you go down bunk heads. Oh, so sorry. Hi, my name's Vex. Hi, I'm lady to be named later.
First of all, her name is Loza Kazoo.
I have agency. I'm a real person.
Loza Kazoo.
Her name
Karoo.
It can't be Blow the Kazoo.
It's Loza
I'm not
Karoo.
allowed to name the one woman in this whole show. Blow the Kazoo.
That was an R. I couldn't see my writing. It's an R. It's Karoo.
So this episode will pass the Bechdel test, is what you're saying.
No, we need 2 women.
You need 2 women, and we're about to talk about a dude. That's not how it works.
Fine, I have 2 heads.
Someday I'm introducing new information all the time. So are you suggesting that she's already in the mayor's office?
Oh, she's not the mayor, is she?
No, you're the mayor of.
Then it's a laundromat.
She's on a campaign trail or something. Like, she's holding a rally up, like on stage. She just gets off stage and meet her backstage.
Yeah, I'm in the midst of hugging babies and kissing babies, shaking hands and kissing babies.
Yeah, don't shake babies.
Don't mix those up. And so he's gonna walk up while you're hugging babies and say, Miss Karoo, could I talk to you for a second about some pressing issues?
Of course, but you'll need to talk to my secretary. I'm very busy.
I feel like you would need to hear this proposal yourself. It's about helping get industry flowing.
Well, yes, that's the whole point of my campaign. Are you here to pledge your undying allegiance to me?
Well, undying's a little far, but actually not that far off, because possibly I don't know if you've heard about the goings on in town about a certain one-handed man.
Oh, Locus? Oh yeah, we heard he's about to kill this poor bastard Vex. It's not gonna be good for him.
So that poor bastard's me.
Oh no, I can't be seen with you.
No.
A stray bullet could hit me and end the whole
the
whole change for this town. You need to vacate my office right now or rally. That's it.
I like to think it's the streets as my office.
Yeah. You're putting everybody in danger just by being within a mile of us. You need to get out of here.
I think meanwhile in the background you just hear like two people dueling and shooting guns off.
People just like dueling all the time. Everywhere.
People are like constantly dying of bullets.
Dying bullets.
I want to be this. Go
Listen,
on.
I've got enough money to help fund what you need done. I'm pretty sure that I know who actually did it, but it wasn't me, and I need to. Look, if we could just make a trade here, I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, I guess you could have my undying devotion to your cause. Whatever you need done. I'm kind of a desperate man right now.
2 million, and you tell me who it is.
Like 2 million's an awful lot to be assuming that I have.
If you can't pay it,
but
then
that
you're
said,
as good as dead.
yeah, I can do 2 million. I can do 2 million bugs. I can do 2 million, and I can tell you who it is. Who I'm pretty sure it is.
And in exchange, I will put you on the next beetle to where's Train Town? Questlandia?
Coal Valley?
Coal Valley. And I will put you on the next beetle to Coal Valley.
Oh no, I want to help you get the trains here.
Yeah, but if that man sees that you're here, he will kill you. So this is your best option, sweetie.
Not unless we know where to point him. But if you want to get me out of here, then that's your prerogative too.
Tell me who it is.
Look, I feel bad saying this, but I got a real good feeling it's you know that guy down at the distillery?
Yes, of course I do. You mean Rulo Keat?
Yeah, Mr. Keat.
How can you be so sure? What proof do you have? You can't just go around accusing well-known members of the town.
I'm not accusing. I'm just saying that the things that I've heard, I think that it's a very, very strong option. That's all.
I'm paying you 2 million.
I'm paying you 2 million.
That's it. I'm a bad.
I'm paying you 2 million and giving you a name to stop all of this going on in town.
Listen, not that it concerns you, but Rulo Keat will not be an obstacle for much longer. And I don't think he killed him anyway, so be gone with you. Money, please.
I feel like someone just got money. Where it's like, I'll pay you 2 million. No.
First of all, you try to pay me 2 million. Fine, you can pay me 2 million to get out.
In the scene, I thought I was paying for this real.
This the day of my daughter's wedding. Like, no one's getting married.
Well, I guess my only chance at this point is to make a break and get the hell out of Dodge without giving you money for giving me 0 things.
But then can I kill him when he's on his way out? Like garrote him or something?
In front of your campaign, in front of all the people.
When you get in the Beetle shuttle.
I want to make us tough on crime. Like this garage dude in the street. I saw him jaywalking earlier. Fuck this guy.
I don't know if I'm going to trust your beetle, especially after don't worry, Mr. Keat's not going to be a problem soon. I don't know if I'm going to trust your beetle. I think I'm just going to make a run at this point.
You're marked for death. I've told you too much already.
So I guess I'll resolve this at this point with all of my plans have gone up in smoke. I'm going to go hit the desert and die.
Okay, so what are your dice?
All right, so I start with 2. I made an attempt at my goal. It did not work because there was no clear path to power, but I tried to appeal to the person that I...
Yeah, but if you succeed, that'll change the scene, won't it?
Would that?
Yeah.
Then that would be one thing that I'm attempting to do. I'm assuming Subversive would actually come into play this time.
Yeah.
Because I'm on the side of changing the town.
Yeah.
I feel like using Daredevil is a little too much of a stretch, so I'm not going to. So...
boost that you did, right?
And my deeper pockets, because at the very least, she has probably heard that I have more money than might be expected, especially if she has any hands or information around town.
Did you use any relationships that you didn't use before? So if you used them before, they're exhausted. You can't use them.
I haven't used any of them.
Okay.
I mean, would the fact that I have been investigating for Locust play into this?
What do you think, Mayor? If you're Oppo.
No, but I would say that he's trying to get Rulo Keat killed. So that's... Oh, does he... No, you don't have a relationship with Rulo, right?
No, I don't.
Oh, then no, you'd...
I'm sorry, CJ.
I mean, he's a good guy. You might like him if you hung out and play Magic or something.
Yeah, play Magic the Gathering with me.
So yeah, no, you have no relationships.
All right, fair.
And you're a piece of shit too.
You're a piece of shit for selling someone out to try to live.
No. Oh, your character, yeah, he's the real best.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair. All right, so I have 4 dice then.
Now, Richard, are there any relevant obstacles here?
His obstacles are...
This is where you tell us your obstacles.
So that was the no clear path to power, and the casinos want me dead / gone, which I'm assuming she's not affiliated with.
Oh, she's...
But
if she's in the Illuminati, which we've established before, she knows.
We have, yeah.
So
this whole town's just one damn casino,
and you're not in it.
And I'm not in it.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna have 3 on this one.
Well, you start with 3.
Oh,
and
I
you
start
have
with 3.
You have 2 obstacles, right?
Yep.
Are both obstacles relevant to this?
I know the casino wants him dead is one.
And the other one is no clear path to power.
I'm clearly appealing to you for that.
I feel like there's a clear path to power and it's through her. I don't think that counts, but that's just my opine. And then Kingdom of Troubles, that's 2 more dice for you. So that's up to, 5 now? What's your weakness
6.
level, Matt? Oh, yes.
Oh, that's right. My weakness level is 1.
So that's 7. Any hindrances?
Nope.
So 7 dice for old opposition, Richard? Good lord. What are your top 3?
A 6, a 5, and a 4.
And now, these, of course, have different rules, and
Oh, that's right.
if the opposition wins, essentially on a 3, 4, or 5, if the opposition wins, you get a misfortune token. An extra one, beyond anything else that's given to you regardless. And if you win, you get a fortune token. This is our final round.
Got it. Okay. I got a 5, a 4, and a 3.
Ooh. You could always use more weakness.
I could. It's not like we're doing anything after this. Okay, I'm gonna use a weakness to give myself a reroll, and I am going to show off because we didn't separate from the rally crowd yet. It's not like I'm in bad standing with anybody except for Lucas at the moment. Maybe, I hope. And you know what? I'll ask opinion. What has my status dropped drastically since this all started?
Yeah, because you've been going around town whining and crying to everybody that you don't want to die. You don't want to die.
The first time it was I want to help the town and get information. The second one now is I don't want to die. I'm going to need a minute.
Face.
I came back for this. My idea would be for showing off would be to appeal to the crowd to raise the sheriff's standing, the mayorif in not the actual mayorif obviously, but the mayorif upcoming hopefully standing with some sort of proclamation. But the problem is if I have no reputation with town right now, that doesn't really work.
I think you're the prime suspect for Locust at this point, right?
I mean, most likely from what we've talked about, yeah.
And Locust is, at this point, a scary asshole of a dude. So I think it depends on who's been listening to him. Like, either you're the guy standing bravely in the face of some crazy pants, or you're the person who shot this dude and are rightfully going to be hunted down by this crazy person.
I mean, preferably the first one.
Yeah. So
if I make some sort of proclamation that we're gonna stop him from tearing through this town, maybe. I gotta work show off in there somewhere. After being told essentially, I'm not gonna help you out. I can't help you. Give me my $2 million for doing nothing.
Oh, I said I'd put you on a beetle out of town.
Vex is going to jump up onto the stage while incumbent Merif tries to go back to shaking hands and stuff. I'm gonna say,
no, it's
listen,
incumbent. It's the upstart.
I forgot how words work. I'm sorry.
It's the challenger.
The challenger. Thank you. I was like, there's a word, and I'm not grasping it right now for some reason. The challenger. Going to get up on the stage and say, listen, I'll say madman. There's a madman running loose in the streets right now.
I heard that.
Who is naming everybody that he is going to take revenge on. He's going to cut a bloody swath across this place, right? And meanwhile... Wait, what?
Finish him off!
Take your shirt off!
Baba boy!
Take your shirt off too!
Those the goods?
It gets me saved. What was I saying?
I said finish him off. Kill him. Kill the madman!
Play Freebird!
What we have to do is put a stop to this. And the only 2 people I see who are trying to gain power in this town are this one who's sitting here hugging babies instead of figuring out what's going on, and God knows where the mayorif is right now. Cut to poison take. So I think we need to take power into our own hands, and we need to deal with this ourselves.
Hey, Locust. He's up there on stage, bud.
Oh, I'm pooping. Hold on. It's hard to learn how to wipe with your opposite hand.
My fake hands fell off.
Oh, it's in the blue stuff in our house. Anyway, that's a stupid thing.
I feel like I kind of want to slant this away from trying to kill Locust, though, because, like, dude's been kicked around a lot.
He had it coming. He's a real piece of shit.
I kind of want to end it with, like, we need to either put an end to this, or we need to find out who did this and put an end to them for him.
All right, so
that was all leading up to my reroll.
You start with 2, and then you get, let's see.
I think I still just get the same number, right?
1, 2, fucking 5. All right, so you have no mastered obstacles yet, yes? Relationships, traits, and boosts. So you have that was just your weakness thing, right? You're showing off. So yeah.
So this is just the reroll.
Shut up. All right, I know that.
Listen, I'm trying.
You know that?
There was a big lead up. There was a speech. I'm rousing people. Someone told me to take out my goods. All right, I got a 654.
And what did Richard have? 654?
654.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm just going to...
You tie him across the board?
I mean, I'm not going to take the chance at this point. If I try to force a reroll, I feel like I'm going to get like 3 6s. He's got 7 dice.
You win nothing and lose nothing.
Oh,
In the final round of this game, you've advanced 0.
Wait. Hold on, I forgot.
You took your hand off the piece, Matt.
Listen,
you can't go back.
My hand's still on my piece, all right?
Hey,
this is a film show, sorry. I'm going to change this because I forgot about, you said this to Richard earlier, so I'm going to change this. 654. All right, I'm going to cancel out the 4. I'm going to win against the 5. No, I don't need a boost. I don't need a mastered obstacle either. I don't need any of this stuff. That's the problem.
So you don't get any fortunes or misfortunes. You just go into the final epilogue with what you have.
No, I'm trying to figure out how to get this to a fortune. Hold on.
You can use another weakness and then make him reroll and hope he gets less than the 654 with his 19 goddamn dice. But it's not likely.
But if I lose to the 6 with the 5, I can use the 6 to win against his 5.
Yes.
And then I get a fortune.
You could win again. You could use your 5 to win against his 4. You could use a 6 against his 5.
Then I get a misfortune anyway.
And then you lose once against his 6 to your 4. That's how I would do it because I'm a real math guy.
I mean, that's fair because then I just receive a new obstacle.
Exactly.
Instead of getting a misfortune token for a fortune token, which kind of seems like a weird break even.
Right. But you could get 2 fortune tokens.
Yes.
Or 3 fortune tokens, I think, right?
No, I think that's only 2 because I would be winning. I'd be getting the one from the 6 and then I'd be getting the one from the win.
Yeah, so you get 2 then. Yeah.
But I would get 1 misfortune token for the loss.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. Thank you for helping me math with that. I'm clearly not one of the math folks.
Well, as a poetry major in college, you're very welcome for helping me with that math.
That's some joke about pentameter in there, I'm sure, but
It's iambic.
it is. All right.
So narrate your 2 victories.
So I think that the town has clearly, I think that they're taking into consideration that Locust is running around clearly causing a smear campaign against everybody, including this guy up on stage who's public enemy number 1 for him. But and I think that there is a fear in the town that there is stuff that could happen to them if this guy disappears, especially. So I think that the town starts getting riled up and starts to sort of disperse away from the challenger, as it were, to either listen and start coming up with some sort of plan to take care of this, or just in general sort of dissenting away from the campaign promises in front of them.
I almost feel like that's the boost you get, is like the crowd is now like, you're the populist candidate because you're the actual like doing the change. You know what I mean? Like
taking action.
You're the practical one that has a plan to deal with the problems right fucking now. So if you were to do a 3rd round, I think you would have a boost of like the middle class on your side.
I dig it.
But we're not, because y'all are cowards and you're
But
like, no, I'm so sleepy, I can't do a 3rd round. Soft. Like goose chests. Very soft. All right, Richard, you won on a 6 to his 4. So you get to give a new kingdom trouble, and Mac gets a misfortune token, and you have to describe the doom that befalls him, but you can't kill him.
Can't kill him, huh?
I prefer you didn't.
Richard's whole goal has been to kill every character that's not him.
All this campaign is making me thirsty. He gets a big glass of poison. It falls over.
All right, so we need a new doom for the town.
So Matt's got to draw one of his magic cards. Not a magic card, CJ. Put your boner away.
Oh. Come on, Black Lotus. Another heart.
Oh, fuck.
Yep.
No, the poison
Did
fell
you-
out of the trough.
Richard, did you do what I think you did? Yeah, exactly. Someone poisoned the water hole.
Richard, am I the drama?
Take it, Richard. You got to describe the doom that befell Matt, and maybe you could describe how it relates to that 5 of hearts. Wait, just a heart? That was the 5th one. Shut up, Matt.
The
Fucking
poison.
judgy piece of shit.
So he needs to be poisoned. but not lethally. Not lethally.
Right. Just enough to make him like look all pale and sexy like a Victorian woman.
Yeah. I think 2 of my security guards grab him, take him behind the rally point. No, what do? Do they poison him or they break his legs?
They break his poison. They poison his legs.
Yeah, they pour down some of Marif Gerson's poison down his gullet.
Imagine this fucking old tiny bottle with a label.
With like a skull.
Mayor Gerson's leg poison.
Oh, no, leg elixir.
Elixir, if you will.
Discount leg elixir.
Discount leg elixir.
It's a knockoff.
Yeah. That's right, yeah. Niveo leg elixir.
Good old NyQuil.
Hold on, there's something with legs there. We can do this. Come on, guys. Rally our brains. What's a medicine that sounds like legs?
I don't know. I'm a pharmacist. I don't even know.
Ibuprofen. Is that anything?
I mean, that's not the worst choice, I guess. Ibuprofen.
Yeah, his legs are inoperable.
Richard's like, this is my end goal, the end. I go about your stupid jokes.
It's so stupid.
Ibuprofen. Come on.
We're getting there.
Something. What's a well-known poison? Come on, guys. Give me some poison names. Anthrax. That's nothing.
No. What's the
Strychnine.
Okay, that's closer.
Strychnine. Like your knee. Strychnine, but with your knee. You see? Don't give up on me yet, guys. I got this. I know I can pull this out. What's another poison?
See,
what is it,
ricin.
like Novichok?
Ricin.
There's
Ricin.
arsenic.
Arsenic, ricin, which is wearing his underpants. All right, ricin sounds pretty good.
Richard's quit, by the way.
Arsenic is good. Thiquil. It was right there. It was right there the whole time.
Call it Thiquil.
Yeah, like NyQuil, but for your thighs.
Novichok.
Novichok.
Like a knee.
What's the stuff you get from like peach piss and stuff? What's that poison called?
From peach piss?
Yeah,
Pits.
Cyanide?
Yeah,
Cyanide. That was the one.
All right, so Thiquil, cyanide. What was the other one that was actually good that we came up with?
Thiquil.
Ricin.
Ricin. Yep.
Arsenic.
Maybe it's just a mixture of all of those. If you look on the bottle, those are all the ingredients.
Yeah, exactly. And cocaine's in there because it's old timey and it has to have cocaine in it. And that's how the West was won. Good job, Matt. Great scene, bud.
Thanks. You get dragged out back and beaten and or poisoned.
Yeah, your knees broke or knees poisoned.
Or knees poisoned.
There's something else there. I'm going to email you guys at like 3 a.m. with this series of these. Anyway, who wants to go next?
CJ has to go before me, so let's let CJ go.
I feel like Locust should go last because I'm the most important person here. So
Also, yours might end with someone getting shot to death.
That's what I'm thinking.
Just sort of feeling it. I don't know.
Yeah. Or like burning down an orphanage. Like, those babies what caused my problems. Anyway, go ahead, CJ.
So Rulo's goal is to bring down the train people. He's been backed into a corner where all of his beetles are dying, and he really isn't in a good spot. Everything's kind of collapsing around him in his world. So I think this scene is going to revolve around Rulo charging into, who is it? Is it Rucksack, who's Locust's dad and who is siding with the trains?
Yeah, Ruck is a Ruck. Yep.
Ruck's a Ruck. So he's going to charge into Ruck's estate and challenge him to a duel along Death's Row. See, that road that I came up with. You remember that? Bring it back.
The label that pays me. Yeah.
Yeah, Death's Row. Yeah. I think one of the rules of the dueling system in this town is that you can choose a champion to fight for you. But because Rulo's old-fashioned and he's notorious, he isn't going to choose a champion. He's going to do this himself at high noon. So I don't know who the champion will be. Maybe you guys can figure that out. Or maybe it could be Rucksack.
I think
Rucksack.
I think Ruck would take it on his own. I think he's just like, this is just some old dirt farmer who's never had the education or opportunity that I have had, and he'll be. It's time to teach these people where they belong, and that's at the bottom of the food chain. There's a reason they drink beetle piss for fun, because that's what they deserve.
Cool. What I want to know is, should we start this already out on the street and dueling, and then the resolution would be the gunshot, or would it be charging into the office, taking it out, and dueling it right then and there?
I think the drama of it is better if it's during the actual high noon shootout.
Cool.
But
then maybe some like details can come out about this shadow council or something and rile people up and whatever.
Yeah. I mean, there must be a huge crowd because you have like
I'm
the head of you have the head of the new money versus like one of the central figures of the town as it has been. The central figure of the town as it has been. You know, like you're the chief bug man.
I am the bug man.
Describe your weapon that you're using for this. So I feel like it's indicative of our whole steez.
Rulo's got a classic 6-shooter. What else could it possibly be? Just a
Like
pistol.
well-worn. Yeah.
Yeah, well worn. He keeps it nice and polished, but he hasn't used it. I don't think ever really, but he's always had it on him.
So you see Ruck show up the day of, and he walks over to his attendant, his second, and he opens this fine leather case. And he looks over his variety of pistols and chooses one that's not too heavy, not too light. Picks it up, checks the motion of it, flips the barrel around. Then he picks up his special-made red glasses that have a little crosshair over the eyes. And he's got his dueling jacket on. It's bright colors, all kind of like... You know when they're doing a prototype of a car and they have that special wrap on it, where you can't see the angles and edges of it?
Yeah.
His coat is like that. It's meant to throw off his like body shape, so the viewer can't get a good angle on him. Everything is pristine and perfect and new money all the way.
And I think people are gathering around to watch this happen. And Rulo's like, he's got you guys fooled, and he's been fooling you from the beginning. He's the one that's behind all these trains coming in and ruining our way of life. Look at him right there in his lavish getup. This ain't a portmanteau. This is bullshit.
So I walk forward and I shake your hand and I lean towards Whisper to you and I say, I don't know if you have any next of kin or anyone that loves you, but I promise I'll bury you and I'll pay for the funeral. And I bow deeply to you with a large sweep of my hand and I turn my back to you and wait for you to start the paces.
I think before you even, like while you reach out your hand and lean in towards me,
Yep.
I just slap it away. Fuck you.
I love that.
You're bullshit. I'm going to wipe you off the face of this earth. Who do you think you are talking to me like that? And he's saying that, and he turns around and he's saying that at the same time. So he's like whispering to himself, this fucking asshole. Someone off on the side says, backs together, march now, 5 paces. So, and then we each take 1, 2, and then you see like a tumbleweed roll by.
Yes.
3, and then you see someone vomit because they're a drunk asshole. And then 4, someone pisses their pants because this is fucking sick. And then 5, we both turn around and let's roll.
All right.
So this is what I think. I think I've got my old fashioned on my side. I'm notorious.
Yep.
I'm making a scene, and I'm a show off too because I'm doing this all myself. I'm not choosing no stinking champion.
Hell yeah. So what is that, 6 dice for you or 5? I lost count. There was too many numbers.
It would be 2 plus 3, right? So the wait, hold on. Show off is a weakness.
Right.
So
What are your
can't
traits?
use that. I can use that if I wanted to re-roll.
Yeah.
So my traits are old fashioned and notorious, so I get 2, right?
So, yeah, so you have 4 in total so far, unless you have any other boosts or relationships or mastered obstacles.
Haven't mastered my obstacles. Locus and Meredith Gerson are my only relationships, and I don't think they're playing into it right now. See, if Locus was the champion, that would have been cool too. But so yeah, I think I just got those 4 dice.
Man, I want Lucas to like shoot his dad and be like, no one's taking this from me. But that's not right now. All right, so what are your obstacles?
Obstacles, Beetle Blight, that doesn't matter right now.
Not at
We're
all.
past that.
Yep.
It's done its damage. The aristocrats are against me.
I'm literally just about to shoot you.
You are about to shoot me.
Kingdom Trouble, that's 2 right there. And what's your weakness level?
No weakness.
Any hindrances? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
So I have 6 dice, 1 for each of you.
Hold on. I'd like to argue something.
Sure.
Aristocrats against me. I feel like this doesn't apply in this situation because you are literally against me right here and now. When I think aristocrats against me is kind of like breaking me down, breaking down my business. This is me handling you right in front of me. Unless aristocrats are like jam my gun or something, but I don't think that would have happened.
I mean, literally, there's an aristocrat physically against you, but I'll let Mayor of Gerson, well, no, I won't let Mayor of Gerson, like, has a piece of shit. I'll let Richard, who's also a piece of shit, but a lesser piece of shit, and Matt decide. What do you guys think?
I say he is overruled. I say that an aristocrat is literally trying to kill him in this moment.
Matt?
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
All right.
So I have 6 to 5, though. It's still pretty good odds.
I want Rula to come out of this, but
All right.
I only roll 4 though, because I get 2 plus my traits, right?
Yes. Good luck, sweetheart.
I got a 5, 4, and a 4.
6, 6, 5. The neighbor of the beast.
I'm gonna use show off as my weakness to make you re-roll.
Sweet. So how does that look for you? Like, you like should do gunplay shit, like flipping things and...
Me being a show off, I've gotten a considerable crowd here, and I think that crowd is putting the pressure on in this situation.
6, 5, 4. So it definitely helped you. And what did you have?
I had a 5, 4, 4. So I'd still get... So if I canceled out all those numbers, I'd still get a 6 against me. Yeah, let's do that. I think that's narratively interesting.
I think so.
Yeah, I'll cancel out your 5 and 4. Or actually, hold on. If I get a 5, I would gain a boost. Okay, so that's irrelevant.
You can get a fortune token, too.
Oh, I
which
would?
is very relevant. Yeah, because it's the final round of the game.
Final round. Oh, yeah. I'll match your 4, I'll beat your 5, and I'll take the 6 against me. So
Okay.
I get a fortune token and a misfortune token. And fuck the kingdom. They destroy my beetles anyway.
Hey, Matt, draw a card, please.
oh man, who's pulling for a heart? Doesn't something happen if you get 6 of the same suit?
I wish, but no. Isn't that
Okay.
like, I feel like I wish the game had that mechanic. Like, after 6, if you draw a 6 card, that's the end of the game, full stop, you don't go anymore. Like, but it's like, hey, if you go to 6, some real bad stuff happens narratively, and the game continues.
Right.
It's better designed, but anyway, go ahead.
Spade.
So Spade is now a 3. So that's going to be irrelevant for everyone else who comes after this, which is not great. So what was Spades? I don't recall.
Spades was war, conflict.
So this is your scene, CJ. So why don't you tell us what happens there? How does war get worse, or external conflict here get worse?
Maybe it would be better to settle the other 2 first.
Okay.
Right? Because I got a win as well. I think we both hit each other with these bullets at the same time. So my victory is hitting you, and your victory is hitting me. And I think that sparks this war against the train barons. I think my old-fashioned ways have inspired people to, rise up and see who the real enemy is, which are the train barons, like a martyr. I don't think I'm dead yet, though, unless
No.
you say I am.
I don't think you are at all. I think I winged you, maybe,
Yeah.
Like, I think I hit you in the thigh. Like, it's meat, it's a bad hit. But I love the idea, like, this inspires people to take up arms against the railroad. Because then we have, like, the bugs dying off en masse. That way of life is over, it will not recover.
Hit him in his beetle flask that he had in his coat pocket.
Yeah. And it saves your life. But you're covered in beetle piss now, you fucking pervert. So the Beatles, the way of life is over, but then I think people like rise up against the railroads, like you said, and destroy all the infrastructure about the railroads. They destroy the fucking depot. They destroy all the tracks. So not only will they now probably starve trying to reclaim what they had, but the thing that could have saved them is gone.
It's mob mentality. It's just
Yeah.
people aren't thinking.
They're thinking about it now, like, we're gonna get revenge on them, but like your way of life is over and has been over. But now you have no chance of getting saved. So I hope you're like eating sand because that's what you're getting. Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, people like the knockoffs.
Yeah, but I do think Ruck dies.
Okay.
I think he wings you, but I think you gut shot him. He's gonna suffer for a number of days.
Yeah.
Because fuck that guy. So you get what? One misfortune and one fortune? Or what did we end up with? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I marked off one misfortune and one fortune.
Beautiful. So who's next? Gerson?
Yeah, I'll give it this a try.
Nice. Set your scene, you tired fuck.
I just have a monster headache.
Have a stroke in your own goddamn time. Recording a podcast.
Well, it's the last round, so whatever I gotta do now.
You have an epilogue too, but yeah. Go on.
Well, I don't get my money until Rulo's dead, right?
I mean, yes.
Because even though I poisoned him, he's
suffering.
alive somehow.
Yeah.
So then I think in all the chaos in the war, it gives me an opportunity to start stealing money and stashing it and try to get out of town. I use it as a distraction.
So describe the setting of the scene, where you're at, what you're doing, who you want there.
Well, ideally, I'd want nobody there, but...
That's your epilogue time. This is not epilogue time.
All right, then. Okay. I'm in the lair of the train people, and everyone's out on the streets. What are you laughing?
The lair of the train people.
It's a horror picture.
It's a real chud situation.
There's scrapateurs. Remember the scrapateurs?
Oh, yeah, we did invent
Well,
those.
they're back in
Yeah,
fog
they're
form.
No, I think I'm using the opportunity as the two classes are warring outside to sneak into the train people lair and start stuffing all my suitcases full of cash. But I think Vex Gerson catches me in the act. We're gonna have our moment, son.
Okay. All right. So you're in the layer of the trained people, as you apparently call them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I would stop there. Okay, no. We can play with this. We
You
can
don't
play
have
with
to
this.
stop.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you're
Maybe we
like
don't.
taking with you. Yeah, we're on the same train or some shit. I don't know.
All right. I'm gonna come down looking for this. This happened chronologically, I think. What after people got riled up in town?
Yeah,
Cool.
Maybe you come down to hide because you're like a scared little punk.
Listen, I'm all riled up, but also I'm probably limping down here, looking to get away from getting beaten up. Gonna walk into you, stuffing your suitcases,
I thought your knees were broken.
and I was gonna say, how am I getting down there? What am I dragging myself? I broke my knees, Richard.
I didn't.
Oh, excuse
Mob
me.
did.
They surgically attached beetle legs. So now you walk on beetle legs. No, that's stupid.
He said it.
It's taking a weird turn. This could happen beforehand. This would have been when I was.
It only makes sense.
Because
You're in a wheelchair. It's fine.
well, I could say.
Crawling.
I was gonna say this would be me looking for the mayor of Challenger and finding you instead, which is.
No, because this has to be after the duel.
Oh, that's right. It does. Shoot, you're
You
right.
just
Okay.
crawl down or use.
I'm just gonna crawl down, and gonna look up as the elevator opens and Mayor, what are you doing down here?
It's all mine, and you can't have it. Now
What?
get out of the way, or I'll shoot you. I'm taking all this money. I'm getting the heck out of here. Shit's gone tits up in this town, and I'm out.
Clearly. Are you? You're trying to get out?
Yeah, I'm trying to get out.
Look, you can do what you want. I'm clearly not in any position to stop you. I guess you need any help?
I don't need any help from you.
You know they're probably going to come looking for you when all the money's gone, right?
Not if I have a hostage. Ha! And I point at you.
Are you taking me hostage? Is that why you invited me to this place?
What a scumbag.
Wow, Nate, you were right. Richard's a piece of shit.
So here's how this is going to work.
I love this, though. Go ahead.
I'm going to drag your legless body up the stairs, and I'm going to point a gun to your head, and we're going to get out of here. And if anybody tries to stop me, I'll shoot you.
Now, point of order. The whole goddamn town tried to lynch Vex Gerson. And so you're like, if you try to stop me, I'm going to shoot the most hated man in this town.
There's a shifting public perception about Locust and Vex Gerson. It's like a battle. And originally everyone hated Locust, then they liked Locust.
Everybody hates
everyone,
Locust.
Now people are starting to like Vex Gerson a little bit.
That's the thing. They're starting to like me a little bit.
Half
Yeah.
of the town is going to be real upset that I've got you hostage.
The other half of the town might shoot you.
I've already been shot.
Yeah. I've been shot dozens of times. I don't know. I've always been fine.
I don't think this is the wisest course of action, Pa.
Stop calling me Pa.
Then,
Just because we have the same last name, it's a very common surname. You're not my son.
hey, that's fine. It's up to what the people out there think. Holding your poor, broken son hostage so you can get out, that doesn't look good, does it?
At this point, I don't care what they think of me.
Roll your tits. Edit that part out. Yeah, help you see it.
So I get 3 to start or 2 to start?
2 to start. 1 for each relevant mastered obstacle. 1 for each relevant relationship. 1 for each relevant trait. 1 for each relevant boost.
Well, I got 1 boost.
Yeah, is it relevant?
Your poison well?
Poison well is not feeling too
I have
relevant.
poison bullets.
That sounds
obviously.
fucking dumb.
You wouldn't want to get shot with a poison tip bullet.
I would
Wouldn't
love
get
that.
shot with any
It would be
bullet.
a sweet release for me. Yes, thank you. That's not 1. Fuck off.
All right. I don't have any mastered obstacles. What are my relationships going to... It was Rulo and...
Oh, I took so many notes. So many notes.
I know. I took notes. I just can't read them.
That makes sense.
I think we have a relationship,
Fine.
I would say,
Papa.
what are your traits again? Eccentric and rich?
I'd say eccentric would help. This seems
Seems pretty eccentric.
This seems
and
left of center.
And it's all about money.
Yeah.
And it's probably a very fancy gun because I'm so wealthy. So I'll just take
Your
that.
high class Sprungfield.
No! This is horse shit.
Yeah, he could afford a gun that injects the poison that he.
CJ, don't help
Another
us.
one.
DJ.
I'm going to say 5.
Says Richard.
8.5.
Yeah, let's go with. This feels like a solid 5.
8.5.
Vex, I feel like this is like, I don't know, just this is a game is all about whims and how you feel in the moment.
Why not? You know what? I've already got poison, so I'm immune. So he gets an extra
Oh yeah.
dice against him. And
Well, if you tap your swamps, I think you might get
553.
all right,
gotta get
let's see.
that 5.
So I start with 3. We have 3 problems that are at 3 in the kingdom right now, so that's an extra 3.
You're at 6 so far. Yep.
What are your obstacles?
Nobody believes me and the other mayor.
The nobody believes you is going to be a thing because if you're taking a hostage, I'm going to shoot him. They'll be like, no, you won't.
No, you're not. You're just gonna
That's your dude.
but I don't think that the challenger mayor does anything, to be fair, so that should help.
You got any hindrances? Is this
Oh, me? None.
you? What's your weakness level at? You use any of them to re-roll things?
No.
So like a billion for Matt. It feels like a solid 18 for Matt.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to throw another 4 in there, just
Yeah.
one for each broken limb you've claimed. Oh,
Man, did you fuck this up so he does something good?
no, I got 3 6s.
Yes, the devil.
There it is.
You take all the treasure that's left.
So
Or not, I
552.
guess.
Yeah. So Richard, you get 3 misfortune tokens. Matt, draw 3 kingdom
Can I do a
cards.
weakness thing or something?
Oh yeah, you could. You could get a weakness to make him reroll this whole thing.
Yeah. How do I do that?
What's your weakness there? When we were doing character creation back in
Oh, that.
episode 1, each one of us had 2 traits and 1 weakness.
I think everyone chose like show off.
I did not.
It was just me and you.
Shooty guy.
I think Mayoref also chose show off. Yeah, maybe. I think there was one person who didn't.
I didn't.
Locus.
So yeah.
Off, sure.
So you're in a private room.
Yeah, how are you going to show off in a private room?
Well, no, because now at this point I have him in front of the crowd.
When did that happen? You were in a private room.
I grabbed him by his neck, put a gun to his head, and we walked outside.
See, I just wanted you to follow the fucking narrative. I want you to paint us a word picture, babe.
Yeah,
You don't
you're just
have to now. I know you're very sleepy.
I have a monster headache. I'm nauseous. Just leave me alone. I'm hot and sticky.
You a bitch.
No, yours was cheat.
Yeah, you're a cheat.
Yeah,
Just
I'm a cheat
cheat.
too.
Lie and twist truths. No, not in real life. I meant in the game.
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah. So how does your cheat going into this? So he makes him re-roll his dice. The gun's
check.
empty.
Oh, that's not a cheat.
Yeah, you're lying. It's a cheat.
Sure. Yeah. I like that.
Well, you say it, so I don't come up with the idea.
Oh, my gun's empty.
Nice. He done did it.
665.
Nice.
Well, you can match one of his 5s at least, I guess. Unless you want to do something else to use your weakness and re-roll yourself. Let's see if you can get more better dice.
I'll take it like a man.
Okay. So how does it match up? 665 versus 552.
553.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry. You lose twice no matter how you slice it, right?
Yeah.
So narrative that, though. So describe your one win. You did what? You tied once.
Yeah, he tied.
He takes 2 misfortune tokens, right?
Yeah, he
Yes.
takes 2 misfortune tokens, and I think he drinks his own poison and dies. No, just kidding.
He has a massive heart attack. All right, Matt, you're the opposition here, right? So how does it go? Very, very poorly. Also, draw 2 cards?
I mean, do we want to do that now, or do we want... I guess,
you, bud.
Narratively, we could... Maybe this will just end the whole kingdom. We'll see. All right, we got a club and another spade. So unrest is up to a 5, and external conflict is up to a 4.
Yeah, I think it's just going pear-shaped at this point, you know?
This town has not been doing well since we got here.
So specifically, what happens in this scene that goes poorly for Mayor Riff?
So specifically, I think we get up the elevator, as he said, and he's got the gun to Vex's head. And as the elevator opens and he gets us to the crowd sees, they're clearly torn on their reaction to what is unfolding before them. Because again, half of them want Vex dead and half of them want Vex to help them get rid of Locust. The problem being is that the Mayorif also has a large suitcase of money that is just spilling bills or bugs, whatever we pay people with, out onto the ground. So when they get up there and he starts to convince them of, I'm going to shoot this guy if you don't let me go, and et cetera, et cetera. They see all of this money in this pretty impoverished town from the sound of it. And they begin to turn against him. I don't want to say that they attack him or anything, but they definitely are like, this guy's trying to make off with all this money. He's going to run off and be rich, and he's just going to leave us behind to die with all the bugs dying and everything else, which I think also exacerbates the unrest in town.
Yeah, I mean, they love you right now, right? They see you as the champion of the people.
At least 50% of them from what we saw.
So
And then the other thing will be between the mayor suddenly showing up with all this money that he is feeling entitled to, as well as one of the aristocrats being shot in the street. I think that the problem is Coal Valley is starting to, or like the trade barons are sort of starting to doubt that Portland Ho is a viable place to do. Like, obviously the town doesn't want it anyway, but I feel like maybe because of the external conflict, they are not feeling that this is a place that is viable for them to go out to at this point. So maybe they're starting to think differently of bringing the trains out.
Yeah, it's pretty much like this place is going to shit.
yeah,
Why would anyone
way.
want to do business with us? These rubes out in the
Worst
desert
48 hours ever.
with their dumb beetles shooting each other every day. No one wants to deal business with us.
All right. So was that 2 misfortunes for Richard? Make sure you write that down somewhere. Keep track of all your misfortune tokens. And that's me. So I think Vex escapes from his father in the crush of the crowd. They run forward. You get out and you go back to your rooms just because you need to gather your final shit so you can get out of there. I think you run into your room, you shut the door, and I'm sitting in your bed with a bottle of beetle piss in my hand and my gun in my other hand, my robo hand.
Freshly forged.
So I say, have a seat.
I mean, he's already said
And
it.
he pulls himself into a chair.
from like a wheelchair into a normal chair.
Pretty much. Yeah, he just sits down and he's just stares at you, just waiting for whatever's going to happen.
So I put the bottle down and I say, my father died today, and I'm trying to feel something about that. Happy, sad, some big emotion, but I just don't. This is the man that took everything from me. He's the one that said I was too weak to carry on the name, that I was better off to him dead than alive. And there's you, hero of the people now. Like you're some big thing. You know how much I've ruined in this town, how much hurt and pain I've caused and destruction I've just brought to this place? And don't answer that. You don't have to. But you want to know the real secret? You want to know the truth? No one shot my fucking hand off. When I first came here, I got a scratch on my hand because a dog bit me and it got infected, and I was going to lose that hand anyway. And to save face, I shot my own fucking hand off so I could say that I lost it in some valiant duel. There it is. There's the fucking truth. And so now what? I can either say you did it and kill you here and reclaim my spot, the head of the family now, my dad's dead, or I can tell the truth, or I can just let it all go. and leave. This town's fucking dead anyway. No one's gonna care. That's the truth, Vex. So what do you think?
That's a lot to take in right now. Obviously, I'd rather you not take the killing me option, and I get where you're coming from. Father issues and all. Still sorry about your hand. That's...
Save your pity.
Oh, you're clearly not weak.
And I cough, and this is like a nasty, rasping, sickly cough.
Look, I don't blame you if you want to leave this place, especially with how everyone's been treating you for as long as I've been here, at least. But I will say, I don't think the people here deserve the truth, to be honest. I think that they've been doing this for too long to you, and I think however you want to handle that is your business. And if you want help handling it, I'll help. But I think a lot of us want out of here now, and I think you've got a good chance if that's your trajectory.
I think we're going to roll to resolve this. I have 2 mastered obstacles, but are they relevant? My obstacles are not left-handed. That doesn't feel irrelevant at this point, because I'm not trying to use my hand to shoot anybody. Disinformation campaign feels relevant, because I've told my truth at this point.
Agreed.
Relevant relationships. My relationships are with Rulo Keep, and that's really it, right? I don't think I have any other relevant relationships, so that doesn't feel relevant. I have no boosts. My traits are notorious and disabled. Notorious, maybe. I feel like I have 4 dice to bring to bear against this.
You could probably use Notorious depending on what your end goal to this is. Is your end goal to...
Oh, yeah. My end goal at this point is to wander off into the desert and die.
I mean, I think as far as Notorious is concerned, I think that you would have a chance of just being able to walk off and have people be like, all right, good riddance.
Like, I destroyed the city. That was my goal. I wanted to bring punishment down. That's been achieved at this point. This will not survive.
Yeah.
Regardless of what happens to me now.
I'd say that's a boost to your intention.
Yeah. All right. So I have 4 dice then. Plus 3 from all the kingdom bullshit.
Yep. What's your weakness?
2. So you have 8 dice already, right?
Yep.
I don't have any obstacles left. They've all been
You
solved.
mastered them. Good job.
I don't have any hindrances at all. So you have 8 dice against my 4.
All right.
Oof. What you got, baby?
666.
I have 554. What are the odds I can get you to reroll at least 1 non-6? I'll take all my misfortune tokens.
Whoa.
And just doom the hell out of this place.
I'll lose completely straight out. No problem at all.
All right.
So I take my swig of my beetle piss, probably one of the last bottles of pure beetle piss left. I hand it to you. I said, well, and I mean this, fuck you. Good luck. I spit on the floor and I start walking out.
I just watch you go.
All right, let's draw you 3 cards. What do you say?
What else do you say to the man who's got it all figured out? All right, let's see. Oh, God. Diamond.
All right, let's add a 2 now. Look out.
Club. So unrest hits a 6.
That's a 6 for unrest.
I mean, that makes sense with how this has been going, though. And diamond again.
Ooh, they're all at least 3 now. So imagine this, right? The society that's been out here is fucking full on collapsing, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So people are like, I need to get to civilization. Well, the railroads are not coming. The beetles are all dead. That's it, man. You're not what are you going to do? Walk across the fucking desert? You can't. It's collapse time. That's it. It's game over.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah, it's game over.
So
Bring it all down.
So it's just epilogue time now. I mean, what's somebody doing that came to me, Matt? What's the bad shit that happens to me?
Oh, God. I mean, it's so tough with that going into the epilogue.
Maybe they imprison him.
Like they catch him on the way out of town.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want him to leave, and it's like, well, you can't.
Yeah, you want to leave, and they say no.
I mean, I think that would take up a good chunk of the doom right there, because, like, where else do you go from I want to leave to now I'm in prison in this collapsing society?
I can take that. So I'm leaving to go, and then like the crowd that was waiting outside the room because they knew I was in there with you. Someone saw me through the window or whatever. They come and grab me. I'm like, no, I'm leaving. He's fine. No. And they just drag me off to the fucking mayor's jail, even though he's fucking long gone at this point, right?
Off in the desert with a suitcase of cash.
Yeah.
Or like another idea is like you're just about to get out of town, and like if this was a movie, people would think that like, oh yeah, he finally made it. He's gonna leave. And then, like, someone just catches you right at the last moment. It's like, there he is! Get him! Then they chase after you and drag you into prison.
I like it.
The Mayriff challenger just puts her hand on your shoulder. It's like you're not going anywhere.
Oof. So at this point we can go right to the epilogue. And so how it works is you go like positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative until you're done with whatever. You know what I mean? Like if you have all negatives at the end or all positives at the end, that's what kind of decides your fate. Mayor of Gerson, why don't we start with you? So how many total fortune tokens versus misfortune tokens do you have?
I have 2 misfortune.
And no fortunes?
No fortune.
So name the person you want to be in control of your fucking end result narrative.
Well, since Rulo is an expert on Marif and CJ owns Marif, he could do it.
Oh no.
Buddy.
All right, so how does it end for Mayor of Gerson there, CJ?
Well, I don't think it ends very well for him. I think all of his lying and cheating and all that stuff starts to catch up to him in this collapse of society.
So he was making his way out of town with, like, I'm the last beetle out of town, right? With a suitcase full of cash. Is that what his goal was?
Yeah, that's what his goal was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his goal was to get out of town with a suitcase full of cash and make off into the sunset on the last beetle. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think he does make it out of town on a beetle, though. The misfortune is that beetle is poisoned with his own poison that he used to poison the population of beetles. So it dies, leaving him stranded in the desert with a suitcase full of whatever cash he has. And I think he perishes out in the desert. I think the last scene we see, he's crawling with the sun bearing down on him, and he finds this rock, and he sits in the shade with his suitcase. And I think the elements just take him over.
I like it.
I'd like to go next if that's okay.
Yeah.
So I've said my piece. I've revealed my truth. The Vex left him alive. And I'm just going to go. Like I said, I'm going to walk into the desert, and that's all there is to it.
Nate, how many fortunes and misfortunes did you have?
Oh, thank you for asking, CJ. I have 4 misfortunes and no fortune.
Wow.
So,
And you say that you make it out and walk into the sunset.
no, I want to. That's what I want to. But I get.
Okay.
I think I walk out into the street thinking like, I can just dip now. It's cool. I can't. Vex, what happens to me, dude?
Clearly, Locust has not made it outside of the city limits as he is in the jail. They let Locust out on a trial, but he winds up with a bunch of charges for other problems, including, I'm sure that they find some way to say, like, inciting the death of his own father.
So like patricide, you got your inciting a riot.
Rulo was a nice guy until then. It was clearly Locust who influenced him. And so I think that he winds up on a bunch of jazzed up charges.
So do we get like frontier justice in this town, or do we get shipped back east to face my shame?
Or
I think you're buried alive with your father.
oh my god,
This is
Here we
getting
go.
dark.
I think they pin maybe they pin you or Locust on the poison for killing the beetles because you're the scapegoat. So
Yeah.
all the town's problems fall on you now.
I love that. And so yeah, I can see them being like, you and your fucking asshole railroad baron father are gonna go be in the same hole, except you have to deal with it. Yeah, that's a fitting end for Locust. I love it. Buried alive in
These
this
are
desert.
horrible.
Man,
This is a very tragic tale of
And
a
I-
horrible town.
a little
Falling
sad.
to shit.
I say, I see, Dad. I knew we'd always be equals in the end.
And then the first shovel of dirt.
No. When they're shoveling the first pile of dirt, the shovel breaks because it's a knockoff. So then they have to take another shovel and use that one.
Man,
Alrighty, so that's me done. So who wants to take the next one?
I'll take a shot at it. How many fortune and how many misfortune do you have, Vex? Oh, thank you for asking. So I have 2 fortune and I have 3 misfortune.
Okay. So start off with your fortune, at least.
And then whoever wants to, you know what, just free for all. Let's just have fun. This is a game of whims, as I've heard.
So it's going to end on a bad note.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But you need some good things to happen. So I think the first good thing is that I think you become the populist candidate.
Unfortunately, the town is actively collapsing around you. So it's like, hey, you get this pile of bodies to rule over because no one's making it out of this fucking desert hellhole. You'll literally have to eat the rich to survive even a couple weeks.
Made for a really dark, fortunately, that I had in my head after you said eating the rich.
Yeah, fortunately, there's the rich to eat.
Yay!
Well, I was gonna. Okay, but let's go back from cannibalism for a second.
Fine.
It's an option, but hear me out. Fortunately, Let me twist this with it sounding hopeful. Fortunately, from the uptick in deaths in the town, the area outside of town where we start burying the bodies, so to speak, starts to become fertile, which means someday food might be there. That is that is not people. There's still some cannibalism, though. Let's be honest.
Yes. So it's just really roundabout cannibalism.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that ground becomes haunted with ghosts.
I mean,
Cowboy ghosts.
I mean, legitimately, though, I get it from what's happened in this town. Like, I get it. It makes sense.
Yeah. Yeehaw!
And the final unfortunate thing is that the town becomes a ghost town.
A literal ghost town.
A ghost town.
Bad beetle ghosts. This is a Rulo, right?
He has 2 fortunes and 2 misfortunes. So out of everyone, it sounds like he made it out the best.
Yeah.
So you guys dictate it. I would prefer... Actually, I don't care either way. He could have a bad ending or a good ending.
I think you're supposed to start with fortunately, but once again, as I said last game, Hannah and Evan are not here to stop us. We can just bastardize the rules all you want. It's our goddamn podcast.
I say start unfortunately so it ends misfortunately. Because I don't think Rulo Keat was a very good guy, to be honest. Okay. He was kind of stuck in his ways, and I think he was kind of an asshole.
So fortunately, what happens, CJ?
So where we left off is he got shot. So fortunately, he recovered from the wound, I guess.
Yeah, it wasn't a fatal blow. He got shot on the leg and it went right through. So no meat, or like no bone, no major vessels. Unfortunately, the bullet carried on and it shot his last remaining fertile buffalo.
The beetle.
Yeah, that thing.
Beetles.
That bullet went real far.
It was a very powerful aristocratic weapon for a more civilized age. And yeah, I think it killed the last good buffalo.
I want to retcon something.
Okay. Sweet.
I think we said that he got shot in the thigh. I think it'd be really interesting if he got shot
in the dick. Yep.
If he got shot in his right arm.
Oh, yeah.
I think his final unfortunate, I don't know what the fortunate is going to be between that, but maybe the final unfortunate is that he loses his right arm, just like Lucas.
Fortunately, right before Lucas is buried alive, Rulo Keat steals his replacement arm for himself. Unfortunately, it's haunted by the ghosts.
Unfortunately, you're in a ghost town where this stuff's all happening, so you're now just from Evil Dead.
You got one of those idle hand situations.
Yeah, maybe Rulo Keat ends up being the sole survivor of this town, and somehow he's living. And he's like the final scene is some unknown cowboy coming in on a beetle from a different, town. And they're walking down what used to be Death Row, and they come across the Desert Pearl Saloon, and you just see all these tumbleweeds blowing around and dust, and it's windy, but it's completely quiet, and it's in the daytime, so there's no ghosts out. He walks into the Desert Pearl, and he sees Rulo Keat sitting at the bar alone, and then
credits fade to black.
Perfect send-off. Well, I think that's a great spot to end. I think we told a complete story, dudes. Good job. Thanks for coming on.
Hooray. Thanks for having me. Richard.
You're welcome, guys. I'm Richard. This is how I talk. Blah, I'm throwing up everywhere because I'm so sick. Oh. Yeah, that sucks, man. I hope he's all right. Like, for real. Rest in peace, Richard.
Oh, no.
I'll take care of your wife. Don't you worry.
And the floating baby doll.
No, that thing's on his fucking own, man. Fuck that baby doll. And for the Pot of Blunders, may all your D's be 12s.
If you want to support the Pot of Blunders, please consider heading to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Pot of Blunders, all one word. We've got membership levels ranging from $1 to $10 a month, which will get you access to things like our Discord, exclusive episodes of Jumping the Street Sharks, as well as a variety of other perks. You can also support the show and help us bring more attention to amazing indie authors by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts. We really appreciate any help you can give. We love hearing from you. You can always find us on Twitter at Pot of Blunders, and you can also reach us via email at potofblunders@gmail.com. Want more reviews, interviews, actual plays, head to potofblunders.com and learn about even more amazing indie games. Thanks for listening. For the Pot of Blunders, I'm Nate Magnuski, and as always, may all your Ds be 12s.